side or my side with Ryze? Oh, you went with Rebel. That's actually good because if Ryze wins, now I'm going to be 2 over both of you guys. So think about that. A lot riding on the line here. I don't want to be tied with all of you.
Yeah, you know, you want to go play the lottery as well while you at it since you're feeling so lucky.
Oh, you stop it, Blaze. You know Ryze can win this series, okay? And I know
the real reason
why you chose Rebel.
100%.
I know why you chose Rebel, Blaze.
They can, but
because you just want to get one over on me.
No, I want to get one over on everybody, okay? Like, granted, like every week we have these 50-50 picks that we don't know which side they can go on. But, you know, hey, we pick them and we stick with them. And we all have our reasons why. For me, it's Rebel's experience so far. I think this Ryze squad could trump them. They're going to have a new intensity with DeToX on his team. But I want to see the consistency first before I pick them.
Well, consistency is key. It truthfully is. And as you said, you've been burned several times. I mean, everybody has been burned once or twice by Ryze. Let's not kid ourselves. But look at that start. Look at that start.
That was a great start.
It really was. But
DeToX
then again,
and Icy up top working together. Rushiez and Avexys down low winning their 1v1 fights. And now they're set up and they got one of the best marksmen in the game. Yo, this entire team can use this bar, right?
But the thing is, though, you know, Hive had a good start against E United earlier, just like Ryze did, right? And then E United ends up winning. So let me taper my expectations, but this is one of the best starts you could absolutely ask for onto the side of Ryze. DeToX trying to escape with this live, trying to catch that pixel of Demon. Can't make it happen. Avexys, though, hits a nice shot onto Kardia, gets the finish onto him, and Ryze starts off flawlessly. They won't get all the points as it was contested earlier on, but they will at least get a decent amount to set themselves up nicely. Now you can see they're giving up the other scrap points because they want to prioritize this rotation. And Avexys, you got Demon on the other side. Avexys is a little demon himself, clearly.
Yeah, okay. Avexys is one of the first. Avexys knows all about demon time, okay, folks. And when it comes down for him having to turn up for his team, when it comes down for him having to make the big play, you can always count on Avexys to do that. Now, Ryze, we see their rotation. They're going to be already set up over here at Info. They got players down low having to deal with player number 6. Now, you're going to see the boys here, Rebel with a man advantage in this fight, but how quickly can they capitalize on this advantage? Some fire coming from the down low. Player 6, he lost that fight, so those other 2 players of Ryze will be able to join the battle, and they will win this battle. No points on the board for Rebel, and it is 50 points left on his heel currently. So far, man, I'm smelling the skunk somewhere.
I don't ask this often for control, but please pull up the scoreboard, Tom, because I believe Rebel's got, I know for sure, Identivez on 0 eliminations. Yeah, Identivez 0 eliminations, 0 down, 0 caps, and breaks. It's early, sure, but we're on our 3rd hill.
Yeah, you're right about that.
We're on the 2nd hill.
Yeah, no, we are on our 2nd hill currently. So we're on our 2nd hill. This is another lost fight here from Rebel. So now they're going to have to back up, rotate out. Our next one's going over towards gold. And where you see Demon is already there. Crack's going to be there as well. They got 3 Ryze members on this side of the map, but they are playing man on man. They all know who their guy is. I do believe they do have marks on everybody. But let's see how these fights going to break out. Player 1 and 2 shifted up top to take their numbers, and now Avexys is starting to fight down low. He knew he was at a disadvantage, but it was almost as if he was trying to sell that push for his teammates up there.
Rushiez finds an angle onto Kardia. Is going to drop it. Oh, Identivez, nice shot. Now Kardia is going to be able to get picked back up. That shot needed to happen, and Identivez needed to heat up, quite honestly. He's just so instrumental to this Rebel roster. So great shot from him, but short-lived. Decisive, who we've been harping on, is highlighting, saying he is playing like on a different level than we have seen him before. Cleans him up, and Rebel now with the hill contested. DeToX moving in with his team, and Rebel forced to retreat.
Yeah, they're backing up here towards Garden, and the revives will come through and they can slow it down. So luckily for Rebel fans that those players do not go down and they are back in this fight with their teammates coming off the respawn. But if one of them got staggered, you know, the rest of the scrap time all in favor of Ryze, and that's what it is now, folks. It's scrap time, okay? This next heal is going to go up top towards Statue. Player 7 already in position, but you know, this scrap time, they don't want Ryze to have it because they are fighting for every point they can get. But when we talked about scrap time before, Taylor, you remember what I said? If it's any time you're gonna play for that scrap time, it's gonna be on these center line heals. But with a power weapon already in play and Identivez was going down, Rebel tried to get here quickly. They're just not going to be quick enough.
Yeah, I don't think attacking that hill for the scrap time honestly was worth it. Like, I get they have a deficit, but you can cover and clear more points on a fresh hill, rotating early on and playing defensively than you can fighting for scrap time for a couple of seconds and then rotating over to the next. I think that was a bad move from Rebel personally, but even so, they do get the break and the inbar is down, but DeToX with the blind side on the one, a great shot on the Kardia, but not enough. And despite my criticism, Rebel does get the break on the fresh hill, but Ryze still contesting it.
All right, so Ryze back into this fight. They're gonna lose Rushiez, and with these angles, they lose Icy. Avexys is next on the hit list, loses 1v1. DeToX in the back, shotty out. Rebel's feeling good off of this heal. They see it's 50 points on the scoreboard. They're trying to take DeToX out now, but DeToX stays alive long enough to get help. Either Rebel needs to take that fight with some confidence, or they just need to back up and set up for next. But now they get staggered, and just that quickly, Ryze is back in here unless Crack can do something about it. Almost.
He just about. Nice shot. And this is the thing. We're seeing great shots from Crack, great shots from Kardia, but this is a very, very heavy team-based mode, all right? You can't carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, and despite all those eliminations, Ryze is still gaining the points. Great plays, highlight reels, but at the end of the day, the points is what matters. Ryze has been playing absolutely just amazing at this point in time. They're going to be close to 200, or to 200 as Icy is going to be fighting for the fresh. Crack is there. Demon has got the cross. This could be a great position for these two guys on Rebel. And Icy finally falls. So well done for Rebel to be able to get the fresh hill. Unless DeToX has something to say about it.
Yeah, unless he does. But Rebel's been doing a good job here towards the second quarter of this map, just kind of, you know, rotating around, getting towards these new heals, getting some points. And, you know, they were down, it was like 130-0, 120-0 before they got their first few points, but they've cut that deficit, and now they're less than half from the comeback to be able to get this game all tied up. It seems like they've woken up now, Taylor. I like the shot grenade on the back stairs. They've identified 3 people there, multiple flashes coming out, but now they got to dodge these inbar shots with 40 seconds left here.
And Avexys still has 6 of them, right? He's being very patient, cautious, and selective with where he wants to send one flying. Fortunately, misses the first one onto Crack. Even if the head's finished off, you got to shoot Kardia, though, in this moment. He could be on the flank of a couple of Ryze members, forced to bring out the Nasher 2v1. And they are going to pick up that elimination. Even so, impressive stuff from Rebel on this hill. Only 20 or so points remain. Ryze will get the scrap time. Puts them around the 190 mark, getting close to 200, but the scoreline's still close. Great shot onto Identivez. 4 more remains, and you can already tell the rotation is starting to occur. Rotation's coming through. Who's going to be the first one on that hill? I don't know. It's going to be Scrappy. I think Rebel should have a good foothold, though.
Yeah, let's see if they can get there. We're about to head on over towards luggage, and Crack got hit with that inbar. He got to back up. He's on a run, but Avexys knows that he has free reign on this entire side of the map, and he'll be able to get it no problem whatsoever. And actually, that area of the map is not called luggage. That's going to be towards Vasgar. We already got a call out for that one. Actually, call this one couches. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Couches, man.
Couches. Yep. This is couches heal.
I like it.
We got couches. We got info on the other side with the pamphlets. We got gold to their right. We got fountain in the bottom right corner. We got garden and roses down center, and up top we got statue.
I'm trying to make a PDF with the map with the the hills, and I just want to give everyone a name so I can just definitely lock that in.
You definitely got to, because they're not named in game well enough sometimes, and so you got to look for distinctive features around a map. And I think that's something that Gears of War does very well as far as map design and having little features and Easter eggs. Some of the best looking maps in all of gaming, and so there's always little things for you to call out to for your squads, but usually in a competitive community, the rule of thumb is 1 or 2 syllable words, so you don't get jumbled up on a call out trying to say. You
don't want to come out with a paragraph and a big description.
No, they have to be 1 or 2 syllables.
He's on bouquet of roses. There's 2 bouquet of roses over there. That's where he's going to be like, no, man.
Bro, like, just stop talking at that point. I don't even want to hear you. I don't even want to hear you on the comms. You talking about he's at the bouquet of roses.
Hey, I love it, Blaze. I really do, man. Oh, big lead for Ryze. And this is where things do get scary for Rebel, you know, naturally. Identiv still having a very difficult time. 8 eliminations this late in the game is a very low scoreline. He started off in the first 2 hills with no eliminations, but granted, whoever has that M-bar for Ryze has just really had his number, unfortunately. He's not made life easy whatsoever. Challenge on the Rushiez. Nice shot. Rebel goes for the break, but Ryze continues to get closer and closer to 300.
Yeah, they're going to just keep building up on these points over and over. So far, so good. 30 points from victory. And Ryze is not giving up this hill without a fight. Avexys is there for the revive, but Rebel, man, at this point from them, I hope they have short-term memory, Taylor, because they're going to have to forget about this whole map unless Ryze gets a taste of their own medicine that we saw yesterday on this map.
Yeah, you forgot about the comeback that Rebel's about to get, Blaze. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
we'll see. Hey, if it happens, I'm here for it. I'm not against it.
Hey, Ryze just needs to lock it up. One of the things they struggled with in Escalation from time to time was closing out maps, closing out series. And that's 3 down. So DeToX last alive.
Fight.
It is.
Okay. They got to rotate to info. Yeah, so they got to go over there towards info. And they're going to get M-bar if Crack gets out with it. Yeah, he knows he's getting pressured, but his route was a little bit funky. That shot was funky as well.
Yeah, that was funky, man. That was that was ugly. Love to see it, man.
Here we go. You got it. You got it.
Oh, Crack is down. Final life currently. Rebel knows we just need to stick it. We need to hold it down. Yeah, this is where things do get scary for Ryze. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you because again, Ryze has struggled to close out maps and series sometimes. And
Rebel's playing with a different fire. It's like that Latium comeback, that Latium comeback passive that every squad has that you can never count them out on. You know, you feel like you got them up against the wall, but next thing you know, they're closing the gap. They're within 100. They're getting more fearsome in these team fights. He hit that shot. I would have been blown.
Okay, so Crack, he's got the whole world. Oh, the pickup comes in just as the shot connects. Identive's going to be at the forefront. Icy's going to drop as well. Avexys is the last one standing around.
This is how much time?
Flawless hill. Yeah,
they hit the 200 point marker. It's a race to gold, and player 5 gets there first, but does he get angled out? Do they stop to shoot Demon? They will, but Demon says, I'm going to the back of the stairs. I'm getting positioning for the squad.
Caster Curse and Caster Blessing is a real thing. And I'm looking for a large sum in my PayPal because if Rebel makes this comeback after being down, it was because we blessed him. And we said, hey, you forgot the comeback. Hey, look, sometimes you just have power and you gotta know when to wield it and when to take it back.
Identivez gets caught out there towards mid-map. 3 members of Ryze on his heel with 20 seconds left. You need the flashes. Crack has M-bar, I think, even just a few shots. They're trying to wait for this last second. They know they need to make a perfect play. The shot grenade is placed beautifully there from Ryze. And here's the Lancer fire where Ryze is feeling like they're strongest with 8 seconds left. 8 points needed. They will acquire them all. Fantastic comeback from Rebel. It was a nice one, but not close enough. Ryze, they will take map number 1, 300 to 200, and they will strike first.
Yeah, very well done from Ryze. We'll see if they can keep that energy up. We're starting to see some very decent teams on control. United obviously being one of them. Who's the standout player? Icy, 29 eliminations, but across the board, everybody dropping a 20 bomb. I think there was 27, 29, 28, and 21. And that comes. Heals. Oh man, dominating. It didn't even give Rebel a point.
Bro, like if you can erase that the first 2 heals, that first 120 points that Ryze got, Rebel has a lead. Rebel's winning there. Okay, I don't know why they started off as flat as they did, but you erase those 2 hills, Rebel's in a lead with every other remaining hill that's there. They put themselves in a difficult hole for that game. They fought hard to make the score close. But hey, it wasn't enough, and they need to start thinking about map number 2 in a second.
Yeah, you're right. I really am curious why Rebel started off so flat. You know, Identivez, again, for the first 2 hills did not get a single elimination, a single assist. Starts to pick it up towards the tail end.
Playing 3v4.
Well, yeah, I mean, really, yeah, actually playing 3v4. But granted, I mean, look, I'm highlighting Identivez, but you look at the score across the board, I think, and everybody was really struggling, you know, across. Like it's not just Identivez. At that point,
I think it was a max of 5 eliminations on the board.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you had
tough.
a few players with 2, a few players with 1, but you know, Identivez just had a revive under his belt. Okay, it was just a revive there with a hot 50 points, and you know that's just a slow start. And I don't want to harp on him too much there, but you know he understands the performance that's expected out of him. So I don't mind talking about that performance because he goes back and he listens to it and he's gonna say, yeah, Blaze, you're right. I gotta come out hard. I gotta come out with more energy there. But you know this is a big time matchup for him, and they're trying to climb to the top. And this is a talented Rebel roster, but they gotta come together as a unit now going into map number 2.
Well, I expect execution to play a lot better for Rebel. I really do, and again because that's Demon. Demon is the wild card. He is the X factor for Rebel. If Ryze wins execution, which they absolutely could on Clocktower, I wouldn't necessarily be surprised. But again, I view Rebel as the better.
It's a little bit more cushion in this 5-game series with 3 different game modes. So even though the boys of Rebel, they lost that map number 1, you can't count them out in maps 2 and 3.
That's fair enough. Yeah, and that's the beauty of having multiple game modes. All right, as you said, you lose Escalation, you know, in the previous splits. It's looking really grim for you. But now you have different game modes to kind of highlight and complement your team where you may be lackluster in other areas, right? Like specifically Ryze with Escalation. Big engagement though off the rip. Rebel will lose 1 member off the start. Kardia does walk away with the long shot, but isn't even going to matter. The pressure is real. He's gone, and maybe a flawless round off the start, and it will be a flawless round. Well done from Ryze. Yeah,
well done from Ryze indeed. Being able to get that first blood, push up, get the rest of a few kills. They wasted no time there. Being able to clean them up. 3 assists from Avexys in that whole spot. He just sat there beaming everybody, putting out the most damage in the round. One thing I love about execution is that the leaderboard don't lie here without the heals, okay? Leaderboard don't lie. Okay, whoever on top, they put that work in.
Well, let's see how this one's going to go. Ryze just as aggressive off the start as they were before. They do not want to allow, or really, like you said, you know, some teams, they favored a long shot like the United did, and I think that's going to be Rebel, as you just mentioned. Ryze, at least off of round 1, they could really care less.
They might as well.
Yeah. Well,
both these squads wanted a lot.
Well, they do, but I think Ryze is okay with pacing it out. Demon throws out frag. No hit marker just yet. Icy answers back with the flash of his own. Demon is up close. Great spacing. Yeah, and he handles Icy very well. Now he's going to be able to join the rest of his team up top.
And he still has 1 frag left, if I'm not mistaken. A player's in jail, and that's the perfect frag you want for that guy. But the Avexys dodged it. Cleaned up the kill, but his squad is at a disadvantage. Demon in a whole spot with the Lancer. Rushiez gonna have the back roll off that in just a second. That's a round 1 by Rebel, but going back to the 1v1 fight. Demon with his right hand, knowing that he had the opening, he knew as soon as he threw his flash, he had to automatically pick up the nades. If he staggers, if he second guesses himself, Icy's in position to contest. But once he get that, he uses 1 nade to back him off, get in position. And he threw it in such an angle to cut off Icy from flanking. So Demon made a lot of great plays down there to help put his team in position to win that round.
All right, who's going to be able to strike again? Will Rebel chain together 2 rounds in a row, or will Ryze answer back? Identivez is just desperately trying to get these shots on the Rushiez. I think more so just kind of messing around for the time being, but the shots from Kardia are going to hurt. Those Lancer fire, and DeToX looks like he wants to make a move on the long shot. Ryze going into action, and the long shot will be grabbed by DeToX. That's going to be huge.
But Kardia moved back up right away, and that's how he needs to play it. But DeToX takes out Crack, cleans up Kardia, and now he's on the flank with a pistol out, going through the entire kit to put out that damage. And now it's a 3v1. Demon did flank, but it's not for long. He goes down. So what DeToX is looking at in that back lane, as soon as his opponent pushes up, you're already going to have a few players that's there on that secondary who's going to be putting some focus fire there. but traditionally players don't stick that position. They don't commit too much up there on that Lancer fire. They take a few shots and they back up because they're very vulnerable out there in the open. But DeToX knows that that guy is going to back up and he doesn't really want to commit. So with him running up there, Kardia is back rolling, and DeToX knows that if he doesn't down nobody, that's the perfect time for him to pick up that snipe, back up, and reset.
All right, so we'll go ahead and flip sides. And this is where Rebel was able to win just before. Oh, I like that push from Rushiez. The confidence, if he gets that shot on Identivez, he doesn't read that correctly. That could have opened up really a big can of worms for Ryze, but now it's going to be answered back. Identivez is going to push up onto DeToX. DeToX into Chaos is going to let the long shot slip away, but he's going to be pressing up. Good shots onto Identivez. He's down. Crack as well, and this looks like it very well could be a Ryze round, but quickly answered back. And oh, great body shot, but not enough. What? He needs to head. Avexys just gets away.
2 body shots. They got to get in there with those 2 body shots. Oh, but Identivez goes for the cross. Even though he was being watched by both back lane players, it was a great attempt here from Rebel, and the attempt is still going. That's a big down. That's a kill, but that player's finally gonna go there. 3v1 is gonna be very hard in execution. So the way the play was designed, it looked like a Rebel was gonna make the push towards back pillar, which I thought was going to be a great play to kind of isolate DeToX. They had double flashes on the whole spot in secondary. They had a smoke grenade in there, but instead of pushing forward, they got to snipe, they backed up, and everybody was vulnerable. It almost seemed like it was a last-second audible there from Rebel, and that wasn't like the actual call-out. Next time, I think they just commit to the play, commit to the fight.
All right, let's head into round number 5. Ryze with a 3-1 lead. What a big victory this would be, Blaze. Just knowing, you know, obviously there's shortcomings on Escalation, but who knows? That is the Ryze previously.
He is a one-man army.
I mean, man, he's
I love the design of the play. You know, we didn't like, so earlier today, you know, Explosive had to get the revive for powers because he couldn't do it on his own. But here, Ryze has such great flashes where they say, yo, we're going to get you the scope and you're going to go to town with it.
And I just want to highlight, by the way, great read from Avexys, player 3. I believe Crack trying to go on the overextension, getting on that flank. He could have been devastating, especially if he breaks through. But Avexys sniffs him out, takes him down, and obviously makes the round a lot cleaner. Nobody from Ryze dropping off there, and just I can't speak highly enough about Ryze. They are really looking like a very well-rounded team, Blaze.
I'm a believer. Let's see if they can keep close this one out. It's only 3-1, folks. This is map number 2. Still anybody's game. This is a 1st to 6, not a 1st to 4 or 1st to 5. Ryze only reached the halfway point of winning this map. Now, Identivez, the quick pick is there, the revive is there, but you see how Ryze goes in for the kill? DeToX is like, nah, I'm not gonna let you get this one for free. But Rebel have finally successfully been able to get this one and back up. And Identivez says, hey, execution sniper, this is my jam. I was one of the first in LATAM doing this combo and making plays with it. But Demon's right there. And I love Demon. I really do, but Demon is right there. Yeah. You know, he gonna get one scope, though. He gonna get this one to make a play. But if they get that quick pick again.
Yeah. And Demon also gets those nades too. They want Demon to get up close and personal, man. They just want to set him loose.
And honestly, this may be the best position for Identivez to kind of have this scope. He is very talented with the weapon.
Let me say, Demon has nades, Kardia has a torque bow, and Identivez has long shot. If Ryze wins this round and they go up 5-1 because they're currently at 4-1, there's no excuse for Rebel. Great nade.
Flank, though. That flank could have been deadly. Icy tried to make a heads-up play, but now his squad is going to be left in a 2v4. Misroll is there. Kardia with the cleanup, and Rushiez goes down. Beautiful round there from the boys of Rebel. So, good job to them. And, you know, they get to snipe, and they were able to acquire all power weapons from that point. They played it safe, and, hey, they secured the round.
All right, so everything went very well for Rebel. Like I said, they had the nades, torque bow, long shots. They really could do no wrong in that case. Ryze now back on a side, which, you know, they've done fairly well on, I would say. We'll see how well they're going to do here. Is DeToX the man you have to watch out for, especially as the round continues on. He's been getting those quick picks. Identivez, though, throws out the utility. You thought he was going to make a quick poke. DeToX now going in for the quick pick. Is he going to be able to get away? Great shot on the Kardia. That's going to drop him. He gets to finish, and he needed that kill.
Oh man, big kill. Back pillars down as well. Ryze feeling good. Man, but DeToX, boy, he takes some pressure off this team.
That had to hit. That had to hit, Blaze, and it did.
That hit me. I felt it. Felt good too. You know, it was a nice shot. It was a nice play. He was in a difficult spot, but he lined it up, and you know, thankfully for his teammates putting out that damage, it didn't have to be a headshot there in that scenario. But the way that DeToX is playing for this Ryze squad, he is making so many plays for Rushiez, Icy, and Avexys where they are just they're just feeling good on this map currently.
Excellent. Again, Rebel, you thought was the favorite. Demon overstaying his welcome. He'll get. Who's that moving? Whoa! Hold
Different
up.
Execution.
Rebel is just running in the Ryze at this point. Demon, though, hits a nice body shot. DeToX is gone. They're leaving some pressure. 3v2. They definitely have numbers. Avexys last alive, and it looks scary for Rebel at first. But then it turned out to be a great thing. Round 8 goes their way and makes it that much more manageable. Still, match point is where Ryze sits. Rebel has to be flawless from this point forward, but that's a start.
In hindsight, Identivez pushing that back pillar the way he did saved his teammates. And it got him back to be able to reset and slow it down with that power weapon in hand. And they was able to make the plays. But in this round, Identivez will not be there. So this will be a stalemate engagement. So close, getting closer, but so far, man, I just feel like Ryze has all the momentum in their favor. You know, they got a 5-3 lead here. They got it in a dominant fashion so far. They've already won map number 1. If Rebel wants to turn the series around before they get to Escalation on Harbor, it starts right now. They need to get this one all tied up over the next 2 rounds.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Ryze, they've got all the momentum. I mean, you know, this is absolutely their round to blow, quite honestly, or their map to blow, in my opinion. Again, bleeding 2-0 over Rebel would just be tremendous for them and a huge momentum boost. DeToX, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man who has the potential to make Rebel's win condition sour. I don't know. He's down. Demon, though, should be able to get the cleanup. You'd have to think things are getting a bit messy and ugly for the side of Rebel, and this should be their round. It's a 4v3. Kardia, though, forced to back up. Numbers in the hands, but Icy looking to really change that. He brings it down to a 3v2, and the possibility for Ryze to clutch up here is still doable.
It is, but none of these Rebel players can go down. Like, Kardia just soaked up so much damage from that Lancer where he had to swap spots for Kardia, but Crack and say, hey, you go for the fight. I think that the sniper will be out of play, so we will see some players drop down low for the nades. Crack is the focus. He will make it out. Icy in a jail, trying to get it back. Avexys moves up. Kardia with the down, the pinch comes through, the kills are there, and Rebel will be able to get this round.
All right, slowly but surely, they are coming back. Things could get scary for Ryze. They've got to keep that mentality up. And, you know, quite honestly, Blaze, they just have to full send it like they've been doing. You know, they're playing their best when they don't try to make the right proper move and they just full send it. DeToX is a prime example of that. Just getting in, getting that quick pick on the long shot. It's a risky play. Again, going back to that massive play that he made to put Ryze at round 5. He doesn't hit that shot with the snipe. They don't win that. Bit of a different breakout for Ryze, though. Much more passive, it seems. They're not meeting Rebel head on.
They're playing for the nades, and they got the down. They got the down, but now these members of Rebel need to get the kills up top. They shouldn't be pushing too far back. That's a beautiful kill from Identivez, but now with the kills being even here, can they hold off? They got the power weapon. Both nades are wasted. A flank is there. They need to get the player off the flank to have a chance in this round, but with multiple downs there, Kardia is left by his lonesome, and he's in a 1v3 Ryze. They find a way to win this round.
And win the map, more importantly, right? They win the round, they win the map, and they lead 2-0 in the series. And again, you know, you had to favor Rebel heading into this with the slaying power, but Ryze is just playing so incredibly well. You know, Blaze, you know, we'll talk more about this map as we do go along, but don't go anywhere, guys. I mean, this series still has a lot to be played. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Interesting series as Ryze takes it 2-0 currently. One more still to come, or at least maybe 3 more to come, depending if Rebel wakes up today. I don't know. Something just seems off about them tonight. I want to talk about one specific round, though, and it was the final round. Ryze makes an interesting breakout that you were really happy with and surprised with. Talk to me about that last round and why Ryze did what they did.
Well, you know, it was the last round, round 11, and Ryze being the top tier team that they are, is that they want to throw a wrench in Rebel's plans, throw a different look. They've been gathering information throughout, I want to believe it was about almost 10 rounds so far. They were gathering intel, 10 or 9 rounds, and they knew that the way Demon was playing, that they could get the cross out on him. So Icy went down low, played aggressively. Demon played into him. They got the down, they got the nades. Now, Rebel, they sprung into action to find a kill up top, but they were indecisive on if they wanted to move forward or move back and reset. Even after Ryze used both their nades, and in the end, Ryze pulled out their Lancers. They got the pinch, they made the callouts, got the damage, got the kills, won the map, and now they're sitting up 2-0. But overall, throughout the entirety of Harbor, we have to give a lot of love to DeToX, okay? DeToX himself. and I call him DeToX because that's one of the best I've ever seen the back pillar be worked on Clocktower, okay? And I was a different game, but I was a back pillar player in Clocktower when I was competing. And that spot is one of the probably the most influential spots when it comes down to fighting the team fight up top, because you do have the options of smoking out, pushing down back lane, throwing stuns, moving up for a cross on line, getting a sniper rolling back. And he pretty much for most rounds almost made the perfect play every single time and putting his team in a fantastic position to be victorious.
Yeah, literally, Drix just tweeted out, you know, DeToX got so much better, literally. And I agree, man. I think across the board, DeToX is just playing like a man with a purpose. And, you know, and that purpose is to give Ryze a new life and truly make them a championship caliber roster. And the possibility is really there. I think given the history of Ryze, you know, they do still have a lot to prove. Even you said you've been burned by them quite a bit, but now you're starting to become a believer. I became a believer yesterday. Their performance, you know, during their series was truly remarkable, and Ryze is looking great. They really are. And again, I think their DNA now fits quite well with the 3 game modes that we currently have.
Yeah, that 250 comeback should have sold me on him on a series yesterday. It should have sold me, Taylor. But like I said, I just want to see the consistency. I wanted to see it 2 days in a row. Okay, yeah, I'm excited to see it next week. And if they continue on at this pace with this newfound life that they have, this new fire, Ryze can go a long way in this split, and you guys should be able to see them back on the top of the standings.
All right, so what are we heading into? Harbor Escalation. Now, we were talking about how good Rebel is on that map. Ryze, when it comes to Escalation, has always been kind of, you know, hit or miss. It really has. But granted, you know, we're not seeing Vaskar. I wouldn't want to see Ryze play on Vaskar, honestly, against Rebel. We're not seeing Training Grounds, which I really wouldn't want to see Ryze there either. I think Harbor could be their best map, actually, at least in this rotation. The reason why is because you go back in history and you look at how close some of the series they have had on Harbor. So I think they could do quite decently. That slaying power has really kind of stepped it up 100%. So that winch fight could go their way too.
The way DeToX is rocking front spawn for Elevate on that winch fight, and now he has Avexys and Rushiez behind. Sorry, he has Avexys and Icy behind him. I think Ryze is going to be really successful with that winch fight, and they are out here to prove something. They saw the chat and myself go with Rebel, and it was like, all right, you guys, let's show you something. And so far, they have had a fantastic series. Now they got to close it out. Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I think out of all the maps they could be, there's only 3 of them, but, you know, out of all the 3 maps they could play for Escalation, Harbor might be the best choice, quite honestly, and something teams should take note of, especially depending on how this series goes, or how this map goes, excuse me. But yeah, Ryze just isn't the same team they once were, and that's a good thing. I'm saying, you know, a good thing for them. But Rebel, again, still, you know, not looking as good as they did yesterday, Blaze. I mean, really, honestly, not looking as good as they did yesterday. And that's concerning for me. You know, I know during the off season, as we're leading up into Pro League, you know, there's a lot of, you know, conversation, kind of, you know, hearsay here and there, rumor spreading, you know, whether or not Identivez was even going to play with this roster. Naturally, he's still here. We don't want to know what ended up taking place, or at least I don't know the full story unless you do, but I don't know how much of an effect that had on this roster. I really don't. But day two, they're not looking good.
It definitely had to have an effect, okay? Because I want to say it was tweets out there made on it. It was made public, but today he is here playing, okay? Rather, if he wants to be here or not, I still think this Rebel squad has a lot of potential, and and I think they can go far. I don't know the whole story on it all, but hey, he's here. It's a game day. He's here. He's going to be playing for the circuit, and I just want to see this squad give it their all because they got so much better in the last split, and as we headed into the major, they got top 6. It was still a great performance for Rebel. You just got to keep building off of that. All right. All of our teams that stick together the longest, they place a lot higher. It's crazy, right? Who would have thought? But you got to find a way to keep building that and not feel like the grass is green on the other side, if that is even the case.
Maybe it could be the case, as you said. I don't know what the story is. You don't know what the story is, but at least tonight, I do have an understanding of what the story is. Rebel is just not playing up to par with what I expect them to be, which is quite sad. I want to see Latin America represented in the best light. Pittsburgh Knights, obviously, they're starting off very sluggish. Fire and Ice starting off very hot, but they're really the only ones. Rebel, starting to. I mean, if they lose tonight, granted, they'll be 1-1. It's not the worst case scenario in the world, but I think if they do lose 3-0, it's going to be very telling in the way that they lost. That control, they look very sloppy. Execution wasn't too bad, to be honest with you, but Ryze just played out of their mind. And then depending on how this escalation goes, I don't know what the narrative is going to be for Rebel. I've got good faith, though. I think, Rebel could actually be okay on this map. This is the one that if they were going to take any guaranteed map in the series, this would be it.
Yeah, I feel like this one had to be it. So we'll see if they can. We'll see if they can get it done, man. I felt like Rebel was gonna be able to put up a fight on Clocktower. Maybe they just put Demon on that back pillar, okay? Let Demon go fight DeToX for that scope. If they ever have to play these guys again, but that's the S map. This is this map. Demon gets to fight DeToX right now with the winch. It's a fight that he will lose with his teammate, as Ryze will be able to pick up that double kill. They are already on top of their opponent's home hill, but that B hill isn't captured up just yet, as Kardia is just being a nuisance. Beautiful shot on that player there, but it was only a matter of time before he went down. I think he may have brought his team enough time to be able to come back off this respawn.
So player 5, DeToX, does get finished off. 6 joins into the mix. That's Avexys. He's going to have presence. Icy's going to be on the opposite side. They should be able to sandwich these players in, Demon and Crack. But as Icy does fall, or excuse me, Avexys ends up dying, now it's left Icy by himself, putting up a great fight, but not enough. The pressure from Ryze still nets them a very decent lead, and now they got to focus on the next wave of attacks, which is coming very shortly and in a strong manner. Players 3 and 4, Identivez and Kardia, are going to put a lot of pressure on Rushiez. Avexys is going to be on Overlook, but not too, or excuse me, on Winch, but he's not going to have too much presence, as that should be a break forward. Kardia can't even get the decap, so actually Avexys more of an impact than I was thinking, and the trade though did take place, so well done. Good job for Ryze holding on.
Yeah, good job for Ryze holding on indeed. Now Ryze sitting in this position, a 2-to-1 hill setup. They got players up top, fortified, 1 down low, but the cross from Winch isn't here just yet. Icy could lose this fight, and he will. His teammate's not in a position to help him just yet. Now the B hill is still acquired here for Ryze, right? They're gathering points, so at this moment they're just relaxing. They're going to capitalize on these players who they feel like is overextended on their side of the map, and they have gotten a kill back in their favor. Rushiez gets saved by Icy coming off the respawn, and Ryze is in a great spot to close this whole round out.
Yeah, phenomenal spot indeed, and winning that winch fight is, or the stern fight I should say, is pretty much going to solidify it. They're going to park the bus for the most part. They can apply pressure to B if they want, but they're not wanting to do that. They're going to allow Rebel to kind of just really just try and do anything. I guess they waited for Demon to push up, and that's going to be a 2-to-1. Ryze did not let go of control from the very start. That pressure off the rip was intense. Rebel ends up losing the winch fight pretty convincingly. B obviously wasn't locked in. That was really the factor as to why this round went as long as it did. That was because of Kardia being such a nuisance in the spawn of Ryze. But if Kardia isn't there, Ryze takes the neutral, that round would have been over in about 40 seconds. So Kardia at least extended as long as he possibly could. But the fact is, Rebel, even with the round extending, never got the ball rolling again.
Yeah, no, they can never like regroup, recover, get back to stern or dock. It wasn't. They're not playing. I would guess at that major pace. Okay, there's the spring major pace that we saw them play at 2 weeks ago. At speed around the map, we didn't see that there towards that round 1. But if anything that we've learned off our first 2 maps is that Rebel's been starting off slow. Every single game mode, they start off slow. They come back in the late game, but they just find themselves in such deep of a hole early on where the comeback is just not possible.
Off the start, DeToX still standing up. Demon forcing the issue onto Icy. Demon forced to rotate around, just maintain his life. He's going to have Avexys on the backside too. Demon cannot catch a break. B might be won by Ryze, depending on how Kardia plays this. Rushiez is going to be there, and Rushiez is going to die, actually. Now brought down to a 1v1. Avexys is rotated from stern out down to Kardia, and Ryze will win the 2-1. And Rebel doesn't really have the manpower to make this push, and especially now as Crack ends up falling to the wayside. Now Ryze has the decision. Do they wait and take down the next wave of Rebel members, or do they consistently push up? It looks like they're going to go with the latter. They might want to end this round.
Yeah, they're taking out this next wave. That Identivez going down. DeToX, he came too far off that cover, and I think he realized the mistake that he made there, because he could have stayed tucked under, and his teammates would have had that lance of fire to have his back if he just stayed mobile. But in the end, Rebel still has to get up to stern and winch, and you're going to have 2 members of Ryze already in this area. With Lancers out, DeToX comes off respawn, and he's actually just going to choose to go down low and help his teammate in the 2v1. And he wants his teammates up top just to stay alive as long as they possibly can. Crack is able to take one to the grave. Rebel takes a player out from Ryze up top at stern. With it being a numbers advantage for them on the map, they want to use this opportunity to at least get the B hill back in their favor to set up for the 3rd team fight.
DeToX staying alive as long as possible is going to be imperative for Ryze to continue to hold on to this dominating lead. Kardia is going to get the decap, fair enough. DeToX is going to go in for the challenge. He needs to be very cautious about the player to his left, and Kardia gets finished off. And again, DeToX playing so incredibly well. Granted, he had help with the Avexys, but that pretty much solidifies this map. Player 1, he's going to try maybe go for the overextension or at least wait for his teammates, but at this point, Rebel is on their last leg. This is their last push.
Man, that Elevate roster from last split was like the roster where boys become men, okay? Where boys go to men. Hell, because, you know, we watched so many players just kind of elevate their gameplay to another level who came off that roster. Rather, if you were Demise, Tidy, or DeToX, you know, as they've all like kind of spread out, they've been doing a lot of work to help these teams out that they've been a part of. But, you know, DeToX on Ryze, I think, is the best combo we have seen so far with that Elevate squad disbanding. Yeah. And he is at the top of the feed right now. 5 kills, 6 assists, playing the winch. He is staying mobile on the map, just being a thorn in his opponent's side. Any play that he feels like he can make, any map control that he's going to get, he will take it, and he will make the call out, and his teammates knows what to do when he is that aggressive and he is that pressed up on the map. Hell, Avexys, Rushiez, and Icy says, hey, do your thing. We got your back. Lancers out. Power weapons there, ready to support them.
All right, Embar. Does that change things up a little bit? You know, who's going to be the one to challenge for that Embar for Ryze? It's going to be Icy, who's going to be just to his left, player 8, Rushiez. So Icy and Rushiez. Demon gets to pick. Now, this is a common thing, right? Oh, no, he gets finished off. Crack should have got that pickup, but I guess he couldn't. Embar still on the ground. Crack the challenge on the Icy. He's going to make that work, but now he's deep in the spawn of Ryze. Ryze already has the 2-1. They're going in for the domination. What's the game plan?
You know, you got a quarter in a fountain, in a wishing well, or
I guess get a domination, Mike.
Somebody got it. Somebody got it. Like somebody got the genie bottle the way that domination came through so quickly. You know, on the map. Almost, but Ryze will survive there. Player 6 goes down. 3v3 currently on the map. Now, with this right here, you know, you see Rebel, they're just going to keep disengaging because they already have the 2 heals to their name, Taylor. And so with 4 players already spawned up, they will get set up Now, Ryze, how would they break this setup? Well, DeToX is going to have to put some of his focus down low. They know two players are there and they're pressed up. This is also, I was going to say, probably wouldn't be a bad time for Ryze to probably overextend towards that home hill up top. But with these players so far pressed forward, they have to get these kills and clear these players off their side of the map. And as soon as they do that, it's a straight line to their opponent's home hill. And they got plenty of time to do that.
Back with the miss throw on his stun. Granted, he's back up into the fights. It doesn't affect too much other than the fact that Ryze was freely able to push up. Rebels got a decent lead. This is the best round they've had as of yet. So hopefully they can hold on to this lead, hold on to the momentum, and not allow Ryze to counter wipe them. Only one player gone. He's left to bleed out. That was Crack. At this point, Ryze is going to be putting a lot of emphasis onto Bravo. Kardia is needing to hold his ground. He doesn't. Avexys takes him out. I see with the bolt talk, he's going to pepper Identivez, and you can really see the gears turning for Ryze. They know they don't have the win condition, but slowly but surely they are going to make a stab and an attempt onto Charlie. They'll just make the decision as to when that's going to be. But it's coming.
Oh, it is most definitely coming indeed, Taylor. It's just a matter of time. Ryze, they're pressed up on the map. They're counting their opponents. They got the numbers. They just identified a 2v1 and Kardia can't react in time. His help isn't there. Cracks in the corner. This is a big down for him. Going for the back A. He misses. The second shot isn't clean enough, and Rushiez wins another fight.
Oh man, is this where Rebels going to blow the lead? It seems it's going to be the case, and that collapse from Ryze was impressive. And again, that new slaying power, that new DNA that DeToX brought in. Hate to keep harping on, well, I love to keep harping on him. Come on, man. He is just, he's the X factor. No chat was saying that, but you know, that was the best round Rebel could give. And you can tell Ryze just really didn't care. You know, they just made their way win and took the win. Swept the rug from underneath the feet of Rebel. Quite disappointing. But 3-0 lead for Ryze. It is what it is. Ryze right now looking like the better team.
Yeah, they really are. They're looking miles better. Okay, light years better. The pickup of DeToX is going to take them to another level. And this is just week number 1. Okay, I'm excited to see how they are going to evolve as the weeks go on. But you know, this Rebel team, man, I hate that they came out so flat in this series. I would like to see them get back to form. But this is going to be the toughest split that they may have faced so far as a squad.
Even will get the pick, maybe. Oh, great shots from Avexys. He's going to clean up both. Now onto Kardia. Kardia can't even get away. It's going to be, that's 4 down. Look at that powerful start. Ryze getting a domination here.
Where the flag at? Ryze team ain't playing around. Oh, he pulled it up. Put the backpack on. He said, come on, get it up here. Got the whole squad.
Man, and you know, I don't know what happened in the off season, but this is the Rebel that we were seeing in Split 2 Phase 1. Yep. You know, that just couldn't get it together. This is not the Rebel that we've seen in Split 2 Phase 2, the Rebel that we witnessed in the Spring Major. Nope. This is a Rebel that's a stranger to me. I don't know who these guys are.
I don't know who this squad is.
Yeah,
I don't know what team this is.
And I
don't know where they at.
And I'm not here to roast. I'm really not. But seriously,
no, definitely not. I picked them to win.
You know, like I want Rebel to perform well.
I've already finished my plate of eating my words. Okay, like I am full over here. There's 1 round left. Okay, I have taken and accepted my L already, Taylor. And I'm gonna have and Ryze is in a different position when it comes down to my predictions and how they fare up against these other squads in the league now, because I am highly impressed with what I'm seeing and very disappointed with Rebel's performance tonight.
So Ryze off the start. We'll get the 2-1. Now Demon does finally get away with the M-bar. DeToX on the other end will have the torque bow, and you can already tell what Rebel's game plan is going to be. They're going for the overextension. Demon is just hoping to get a so torque bow versus the M-bar. Whoever connects, it's going to be massive. I mean, it really, quite honestly, is. Kardia is down, and Avexys wants Demon's head.
Oh, Demon just misses that one. He missing these blind fires, but he's going to finally go down. And that is going to be a man advantage on this side of the map for Ryze. Trip cap domination coming through. Them Rebel members in the spawn, they don't care. They say it's over. We're done. Get us out of here, man. Get us out of here, Taylor.
Oh, Ryze, you are looking good. You are looking really good. I am impressed. Putting on that backpack, Sam, man. It's heavy up in here.
I know you heard it, boy. That stands, man. That lower back needs to take some tension out of there.
I'm glad I didn't get to see that final scoreboard because I don't even want to talk about it. 5-0. 5-0 victory for Ryze. 3-0 in the series, by the way. Expected this to be a long, I'm not going to lie, expected to at least be casting for 8 hours today. And a large portion of that was because Ryze versus Rebel. You look at the performances yesterday, Ryze had their shortcomings, Rebel had their shortcomings, but I thought once they, were paired against each other. I thought when they were paired together, Blaze, it would be much closer, but that was a blowout.
Me too. Hey, I went back and forth on this one, okay? I woke up today. I said I saw the picks in there. I know, I saw Colin's picks. I looked. I was like, damn, Ryze and Rebel. I said, boy, Ryze yesterday looking good, but I'm like, that was yesterday. This is today.
Yep.
I need the consistency, man, and I don't know if they can lose the pace in which they were playing at today.
Yep.
With they're playing with just a new flair, man, a new pace, a new fire. They feel so confident in their chances going into the split. You could just see it overall in this entire squad and how they're playing, and it's very refreshing to see Ryze getting back on top. They're back on top now. Hell, they're 2-0. They own top.
Yeah.